Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome back to a brand new video right here on probably the greatest YouTube channel to have ever existed. And I mean, honestly, if you're not watching something from this channel, what are you doing with your life? Seriously, subscribe. Do it! So, I know it's been quite a while. Let me try to let me reword myself there. I'm not good at editing, so you're gonna get all my mistakes. It's been a while since I've uploaded. For a while there in the beginning, I was really good at uploading daily, and then for a while I was getting kind of good at uploading weekly, but then I just out of nowhere I lost motivation and I ran out of ideas and I got really lazy, and I was not into it 100%, but I still enjoy making videos nonetheless. Eventually I do want to make this a full-time thing. I do believe that I have it in me to make this a full-time thing. So, you know, just so you guys can get to know me on a more personal level, I want to show you guys some of the albums, CDs that I've collected, because recently I've started going out and buying physical copies of music that I really like, and I don't know, maybe we got something in common. Now, if you just excuse me, I'm going to reach up here and I'm just going to pull these down. Now, this is not a very hefty collection at all. Like I said, this is a recent hobby and I don't always go out all the time, so it's not like this collection is going to get super huge super quick or anything, but this is just what I have right now. My most is this? No. Hold on. I think I want to go with my, you know what? I'm just going to go with how they're stacked from top to bottom. The first thing I pull from the stack is A Day to Remember's new album, Bad Vibrations. I'm not a big fan of every song off the album. The title track, Bad Vibrations, is only just now starting to grow on me. I didn't like it for the first few months it was out, but I don't know, I just randomly thought, hey, A Day to Remember has an album and a song called Bad Vibrations. I should give that song another chance, and I did, and it's starting to grow on me. Paranoia, not too many people were huge on that song when it first came out, but I liked it. I won't say I liked it right as soon as I heard it, but it definitely grew on me a whole lot faster than Bad Vibrations did. Then there's songs like Naivety and Exposed that I don't really care for too much. And then there's Bullfight, which I like, but I don't really listen to too much. There's Reassemble that I also Reassemble, Justified, 2 songs back to back, again, that I don't really care too much for. And then We Got This, Same About You, 2 songs that I do like off the album. Turn Off the Radio, I don't care for. Forgive and Forget, otherwise known as End of Me Part 2 off of Common Courtesy. I am a fan of that song. Negative Space and In Florida, not a huge fan of, but, you know, I figured I really like A Day to Remember, and I like the album for the most part, so I thought, and I just saw it one day in, I want to say it was Target, and I was like, I'm going to get this. None of the albums I have here I actually went out of my way to get. Either a relative got for me or I just stumbled across. So for those of you who don't have the album, here's the front. Here's what the inside looks like. Very neat little, and then there's the disc right there. And then the back you have the track listing. Really good album. Not really good, but I don't think it tops Common Courtesy, but to be honest, I don't think anything they do after this will top Common Courtesy. The next little album here on the pile of music that Classic Shiz, aka Mark enjoys, better known in real life as, is Disgusting by Beartooth. I want to say that this was the first heavy metal band that I ever actually got into. I listened to Slipknot before Beartooth, but if it means anything, I don't really listen to too much Slipknot anymore, and I find myself constantly going back to Beartooth. They're just really one of my favorite bands in recent memory. I like every single song off this album. The Lines is great. Beaten in Lips, that's the first song I ever heard from Beartooth. Another great song. Body Bag, In Between, Relapsing, Ignorance is Bliss, I Have a Problem, One More, Me in My Own Head, Keep Your American Dream, Dead, and Sick and Disgusting. Every song off this album I think is really, really good, and I think they all have I want to say return value. You can keep coming back to songs on this album. I've been listening to this since 2015, and it's 2017 now, and I haven't really gotten bored with any song off this album, so I do think it's 10 times better than their most recent album, Aggressive, which I still don't think is a terrible album. I just don't think it's a very good follow-up to Disgusting. Again, here's the album art and everything, just in case you guys don't have it for yourself. Track listing on the back as it usually is, and then you open it up, and here you go, and open it up again, and whoop-bam. And then the CD is right in this this middle area right here. Oh man, next. I've been eyeballing this one because I'm not really a huge fan of too much off this album anymore. Human from 3 Days Grace. I see another album on my stack that I actually can't wait to get to, and will be a refresher coming off of this. You've got songs like Human Race, which I haven't listened to in a while, but now that I remember that song actually exists, I want to listen to it again, because I remember it was repetitive, but I did really like it. Painkiller was the first song I heard off of this album. I was not 100% in love with it at first, but it grew on me, and it's probably it's close. This is probably my favorite song off the record. Then you have Fallen Angel, which I was into for a while, but I kind of fell out of love with. Landmine, which isn't great. Tell Me Why, which is decent. I Am Machine, which was one of the singles that was off of this album before it dropped. It was good at the time, but I haven't really returned to too many songs off this album, mostly just because I forgot most of them exist. So What, too repetitive for me to care about. Car Crash, it has a really good message. I like Car Crash. Nothing's Fair in Love and War. One Too Many, The End Is Not the Answer, and The Real You. I don't feel like this album really has too many super strong moments, but, you can cherry pick the good songs off this album, like Human Race and Painkiller. Really, they released their best work before the whole album came out, which was Human Race, Painkiller, and I Am Machine. Yep, here's the album art for those of you who don't have it. I think the album art is really cool. Here's the back, track listing, and you got the 3 Days Grace Boys. And you've got that, and then you've got that. And the CD is... Where's the CD? It's in this one right here, this little one. Now if I can close this up right, man, I am doing really good. I'm 3 for 3 on these foldable ones and getting them back in the right place. And here's the breath of fresh air I was talking about, because we've got 1X from 3 Days Grace, back when Adam Gontier was still a part of the band. Actually, a really amazing friend of mine sent me this, all the way from New York. We were in a relationship, and it was a Valentine's Day gift, and she sent it to me from New York, and I am forever appreciative of that. Again, this is just one of those albums that I think every single song on this album is amazing. It's All Over, Pain, Animal I've Become, Never Too Late, On My Own, Riot, Get Out Alive, Let It Die, Over and Over, Time of Dying, Gone Forever, and 1X. My favorite song off this album is probably Gone Forever, which, yeah, this album is great. If you don't have this, or if you haven't listened to 3 Days Grace, this is definitely the album that you need to listen to, and that is a lot of reflection on that. But here's the album art, here's the back, and then on the inside, you don't have a foldable one this time. This was before the foldable, but here's what the inside looks like. That's definitely probably my favorite album ever of all time, because 3 Days Grace was really the first rock band that I fell in love with, and that is without a doubt my favorite album of theirs. And then we have Blurry Face from 21 Pilots. Again, it's an album that I'm not crazy about every song on this album, but the songs I do like, I think are really, really good. So I thought it was worth me scrolling by it and strolling by it, not scrolling, I didn't buy it offline, strolling by at my local Walmart and picking it up. Going down the track again, Heavy Dirty Soul. I wasn't really super into it at first, but they just released a music video for it, and I'm not going to say that's what made me like the song, but I like the song. I stopped liking it for a while. They released the music video, and I was into it again. Then you have Stressed Out, which is played on the radio roughly 42,339,000 times, so, I mean, yeah. And then there's Ride, that I enjoy, fairly local, Tearing My Heart, Lane Boy, The Judge, Doubt. I'm not a huge fan of Polarize. I'm also not a huge fan of We Don't Believe What's on TV. Message Man is really good. Not a fan of Hometown, but I feel like the album finishes strong with songs like Not Today and Goner. Here's the... Wow, that glare is really ruining my life. You have this, you've got the back, and you open it up, and there's what this looks like on the inside. We got 3 more to go, and we are 12 minutes into the video now, which means this will roughly take me 24 hours to upload because my internet is the worst. It's Sprint, by the way. I don't recommend it. Next, we have Saint Asonia's debut album, the band that Adam Gontier left 3 Days Grace for. That's not what he originally did. He wanted to, I guess, pursue a solo career for a while, and it just so happened that he got together with the boys of Saint Asonia. This is one of those albums where I can listen to every song off the album and I can enjoy it, but I don't know, like, I have every song off this album downloaded onto my phone. I'm not gonna really ever go out of my way to look up a song from this album, but if I'm on shuffle and it comes up, I'm not gonna skip it. You had now that I'm looking at this, pretty much half of this album was a single. Better Place, Blow Me Wide Open, Let Me Live My Life, Even Though I Say, Fairy Tale, King of Nothing, Waste My Time, Dying Slowly, Trying to Catch Up with the World, Happy Tragedy, and Leaving Minnesota to end it off on. I think my least favorite song on this album is probably Trying to Catch Up with the World, and my favorite is... It's a tie between Let Me Live My Life and Fairy Tale. Oh, yeah. Whoops. Almost forgot. Here's the front. Not like you're going to see much because the glare ruins everything. And then the back, which is neato. And then, fun fact, I also got this album at... I already forgot. The same place that I got Bad Vibrations from. And when I got it, I should have checked the inside of the kit. Well, you can't really do that because there's plastic wrap all over it. So when I got the album, the case just, it messed up. It's not good. You see that? There's like a little crack in the middle there, so I kind of have to hold the disc flat so it doesn't fall out. But yeah, that's what it looks like, the inside, the disc, and all that good stuff. And yet again, we've got some more 3 Days Grace with their debut album, which is a self-titled album. Again, not a huge fan of every single song off this album, but I do like the majority of it. Again, it was one of those things that I didn't go out of my way to get. I came across it, and me being a huge 3 Days Grace fan, I just wanted to pick it up, just to say that I could have it. I'm not a huge fan of what Matt is doing with the band. I'm not going to say I hate that Matt's the new lead singer, because you can't force somebody to stay somewhere that they don't want to be, which is why Adam, he had to go. And, it was, Matt took over, and despite, I don't think, Human really being a huge success, I still do look forward to what they do next, whatever album or I'm still looking forward to their next single, I guess, so I can see if Matt improves along in the way. Then off this album you have songs like Burn, Just Like You, I Hate Everything About You, Home, Scared, Let You Down, Now or Never, Born Like This, Drown, Wake Up, Take Me Under, and Overrated. Don't ask me why, but my two favorite songs off this album are the song that starts the album and the song that ends it. I really like Burn and Overrated. I don't mind I Hate Everything About You, but it's probably their most mainstream song ever, so it gets played on the radio a ton, and I am just honestly so tired of hearing it, but, still a good song. It's not their fault that it gets overplayed, unless it is, and it's their fault. I didn't show off the stuff for it. Okay, yep, there's the front, there's the back, and the inside looks like this. Yeah. I didn't know that they were only a 3-man band at this juncture. 2 to go. Next is, I think that this was my first album that I picked up as I was going through and looking for physical, well, not looking, but since I wanted to start collecting physical copies of albums. It is Phobia from Breaking Benjamin. And I think Breaking Benjamin and 3 Days Grace go hand in hand. I'm a huge fan of both bands, and I'm always going to be looking forward to what they have to offer next. You have songs like, you have the intro, which honestly I've never heard. I have never actually listened to these physical copies. I think it's just really nice to have for a collection. You have the intro, the Diary of Jane, Breath, Breathe. I never know the difference between those two words. You, Evil Angel, Until the End, Dance with the Devil, Topless, Here We Are, Unknown Soldier, Had Enough, You Fight Me, and Outro. My least favorite songs off this album are probably You Fight Me, Unknown Soldier, and Here We Are. But my favorite is probably, I think I'm gonna have to go the mainstream route on this one and say it's either The Diary of Jane or Until the End. Now the very last album that I own. Haha, you thought I was a mainstream 21 Pilots fan, but I have Vessel. Why don't I have Regional at Best? Because I haven't found it yet, and I'm not really going to ever go out of my way to find it unless I come across it. Again, I'm not a huge fan of every song off this album. You have songs like Ode to Sleep, which, I mean, I don't hate it, but it's not necessarily my favorite 21 Pilots song ever. And then you have Holding On to You, Migraine, House of Gold, Car Radio, Semi-Automatic, Screen, The Run and Go, Fake You Out, Guns for Hands, Trees, and Truce. And this is probably my favorite 21 Pilots album because it has my favorite song from 21 Pilots, which is Guns for Hands. I will say, though, that the first song I ever listened to from 21 Pilots was Stressed Out, and I thought, wow, this is probably going to be my favorite song. And then it got played roughly 300,424 times on the radio, and then I've grown to not really have an opinion on it. So, and then after Blurry Face, I learned that they had more than just Blurry Face, because again, my ex that lives in New York that I told you guys about earlier in the video, she's the person who introduced me to 21 Pilots. So when I first got into them, I thought all they had to offer was Blurry Face, because I didn't hear of them at all before Blurry Face. But once I heard that album and I ended up liking the majority of the songs off that album, I went and checked out their other albums, which, Vessel, which is why I have it, and then I looked up Regional at Best, and I never know what the term for it is, their self-titled album, I guess, their debut album. My top three songs from 21 Pilots is probably Guns for Hands, Kitchen Sink, and Fairly Local. I got some from 3 different albums. So, yep, this was my grand old 20-minute coming back video, showing you guys what kind of music I'm into. And this won't be my last time making a video like this. As my collection grows and gets bigger, I'm sure I'll update you guys if you enjoyed this video. And let me know down in the comments if we have a similar music taste, because I listen to pretty much everything. I know that my album collection doesn't really do a good job of showing it, but I really do listen to a little bit of everything from everywhere. So make sure to let me know down in the comments below what you guys want to see next on the channel. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, give me a favorite, and you know, you're already here, so you might as well take at least 2 seconds out of your day and hit that subscribe button. It would be pretty neat, and I will see you guys in the next video, whenever I decide to make one, I guess. See you guys later.